The following is a production of Phoenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Welcome to the Dogish podcast, the only podcast dedicated to the topics, events, and personalities impacting dog parents today. My name is Jasen Arias, founder of Forever USA. We are now book publishing. Have I talked to you about this yet, that we're shifting to book publishing? Yeah. We should do a little show about that as well. With me, as always, is Miss Sylvia Wes, certified dog trainer, pet expert, and dog mom extraordinaire at Dog Up in This Bitch. How are you today?
Oh my God, you did it
like
right
that?
for like the first time ever. I'm so proud of you. Yay! But stop trying to digress from our guest today because we had a fantastic conversation.
I'm not digressing.
You did. You're like, let's make this all about my book publishing company instead of like what it should be about, which is Melanie's amazing dog wine for humans.
Right.
Company.
We clarified that right at the beginning.
We clarified that right off the bat.
Nectar of the dogs.
Yes. We're so excited.
Super fun.
It was a great interview. We cannot wait.
Yep.
We found out that Melanie and I are neighbors. I may or may not start stalking her for wine. I don't know.
And
jury's still out.
And if all you care about is getting sweet discounts, then you can just scrub to the end and there's an awesome discount at the end of the show for wine.
What? Yes. Okay. Let's get into this interview.
Awesome. Let's do it. Well, welcome, Melanie.
Well, thank you for having me.
As you started the show off announcing that it's 5:00 somewhere. So I love that.
Yeah.
5:00 somewhere. Oh my gosh. I love the wallpaper behind you.
Thank you.
That's her new. That's Sylvia's new wallpaper. She's in her new studio space office.
My new office, and I was must have dog wallpaper.
Must have dog wallpaper. Yes. Do I see any dachshunds there? I don't see.
There is a wiener dog. He's right.
There.
He's right there. Wait, where is he? Now my hand's covering him. Oh,
there he is.
You go. Right there.
I did it. He's just behind my head. Oh gosh, there's another one behind my head.
So cute. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were aware, but yes, my friends call me Wiener Mama because I love dachshunds. And yeah, if you here, just let me show you this is the latest one that we did. This is our 3 Dogs White, which is what I'm drinking because it's a beautiful summertime wine. But those are our 3 dachshunds that passed on to the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh.
Part of the inspiration for the wine. And, we can talk about that. But yes, Wiener Mama. And so cheers to that.
Unique.
Cheers, Wiener Mama.
I don't even know where to go with that.
With my LaCroix. Don't worry, Jason. I do.
I have one of those too. So.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Get in there. Have you tried the limoncello, by the way? Because it's a fan favorite of mine now.
I haven't, but you know what I found? We just went, where were we? No, we were in Arizona, I don't know, a month ago or maybe 2 months ago. But I found this black raspberry, and now they have it here in Cali, so I'm excited. But I haven't tried the limoncello one yet.
Where in Cali are you?
In Granada Hills. So in the
gosh, we're neighbors.
Yeah. Are you? Are we?
I literally just moved to North Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I might run into you at the Sprouts, girl.
Oh wow, you guys are that close.
Right there.
We're that close.
That close.
We probably shop at the same store.
Now you wouldn't know this yet, Melanie, but I just got my ass handed to me on one of our last recordings for not knowing one of our guests was in the neighborhood that I live in, and so it is so apropos that it's coming back around.
Just eating my own mouth. I'm just eating my own mouth.
Where are you then?
So I'm up in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, okay, right. Where what is his? Oh my God! I just I'm totally just blanking on his name. Phoenix Media.
Oh yeah, Christian.
Christian. I was seeing Phoenix up there. Yeah, Christian.
Yeah.
We were just funny. My husband and I just returned from a 3-week RV trip.
Very
so we,
cool.
7 states, like 3,050 miles, but we came back through Reno because we wanted to go to Virginia City.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, all the fires that are happening up there.
It's nuts right now. Actually, so
bad.
I was just out on the back porch with Christy, and the smoke is thick enough here in town that you can see it in your yard. Like, it's not like you just see it in the distance and it's a haze. It's looking across the street. You can see that there's something in the air.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was pretty bad in Oregon. And then of course, through, Nevada. Is it Nevada or Nevada?
Nevada.
It's Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah. But I love that you even just asked, like, just knowing that is there.
It is there because I think, I used to live in Las Vegas many, many years ago, but I always called it Nevada. But then people are like, no, it's Nevada, but I still forget. So I ask. And so
there you go. Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me once again.
Nevada.
Okay.
Nevada.
See, look at that. People learning things all over the place here.
Listen,
all over the place.
All right. So I want to dive in here because you threw some things out there, and I want to refocus our conversation on your fabulous wines.
Absolutely.
Because we digressed. So anyway, Melanie.
Yes.
You've started a dog wine. Okay, let me clarify this because it's not wine for dogs.
Correct.
That's a thing that exists. That's not what this
is.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is a wine inspired by dogs for people.
Correct.
Which is my favorite kind of wine.
Mine too.
Believe it or not. And you're drinking your 3-Dog White. So talk to us about you said they were the inspiration. You threw it out there. You're like, yeah, my dogs that died kind of inspired this, but whatever, no big deal. Sips wine. So tell us, how did you end up?
So it's called Nectar of the Dogs.
Nectar
of the Dogs.
Just to totally reset and bring everybody that's listening up on the same level. So Nectar of the Dogs.
Okay. Nectar of the Dogs wine. Yes. So, I like to say every wine has a story, right? Just like every rescue dog has a story. So let me tell you our story.
Yes,
I really, back in 2015, I had a friend who had just gotten into the wine business, and they do their Italian varietals. And, I spent a lot of time in their tasting room tasting because that's what I love to do. And so I was there one day and I was like, hey, what if I just wanted to, get a palette of Chardonnay wine because I'm a Chardonnay drinker. So fast forward a little bit, I talked to a friend of mine, Donna Graves, who's also a big wine and dog lover and the co-founder of the company. And so we were really going to just honestly bottle wine for us because we wanted to. But then as we kind of, talked a little bit more on what we wanted to do, we thought, well, we can bottle this, we can sell it, we could just give all the proceeds to dog rescue and call it a day. So we came up with a label, inspired, yes, by the dogs that we had, that we loved, that passed on to the Rainbow Bridge. And we came up with the name. I think we sat around the dining room table one night drinking wine, and we were thinking things like hooch pooch and, there's other things out there. Anyway, we came up with this, and we kind of did a play on the words because she had some portraits made of her dogs, which are on the original label, where there's 6 dogs. And they were kind of in that, iconic, saint with the halos and all of that. I forget what you call that. Byzantine, I want to say maybe. But anyway, that's the artwork that we kind of worked with. And then Nectar of the Dog, Nectar of the Gods. So it was kind of a play on that. So anyway, we got that. We bottled 56 cases, 1 pallet. I was really fortunate. I knew what I wanted the wine to taste like. So working with my friend who had his winery, I found the wine pretty quickly, and we bottled it and we sold it through his tasting room, and it was so well received that everybody was like, well, what's next? You can't just stop at this. So, I incorporated the company in 2016 and we took off running. She actually owns her own company. As I mentioned, have a full-time corporate job. So, it was definitely a labor of love, a passion project. And then we bottled a few different varietals after that, all limited edition. We did a Sauvignon Blanc, a Malbec, a Rosé, a Pinot Grigio. And then for every varietal that we bottled, we were giving like $1,000 to a specific organization. So time went on, and Donna just kind of said, "Hey, I really love this, but I can't dedicate any more to it." So she left the company in October of 2020. She's still the co-founder, but she doesn't have anything to do, with the company anymore. So it's just me and my director of PR, Monica Pontrelli. So we have since kind of revamped a few things. We don't have a tasting room yet. We are located in Simi Valley. That's where we store our wine, and that's where we ship our wine out of. But we're working with the city of Simi, so hopefully trying to get a tasting room in the next, 6 to 9 months, maybe. It's a long process.
I'll be there, opening day.
Good. Yeah, it's
just say when and where, and I'll roll deep with my dogs.
Okay, we love that. Yes, gonna be dog friendly. It's just tough. I have to say, I've learned a lot in these past. I guess it's been 6 or 7 years now. Alcohol is just there's a reason why it's just tough. I mean, there's lots of laws and obviously legal limitations and licenses and so on and so forth. But it's fun. I love it. Every time I write a check to a different rescue organization, it just makes me feel so good about what I'm doing. And that's what really keeps us going and makes me super happy. Hashtag Fit for a Cause.
Do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Awesome. So that was a lot of information of just going. Like my questions, has it been difficult kind of keeping things aligned and not just being a wine business, but still having a focus in the dog community? Like, how do you blend, like, pun intended, blend those together?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's a good pun. Like I said, when we first started, we were just giving, we would bottle a pallet or two, which is 56 cases or 112, if you do the math correctly. And we were just giving $1,000 off the bat to whatever organization, we were going to partner with at that time. And then, as I mentioned, time went on and Donna kind of went her way. And, I really just wanted to continue on in the business. And I thought, well, I just can't keep giving $1,000 away when I'm not really, making any money yet. So I kind of restructured when Monica came on, and I thought, as much as I love giving as much as I can, and if I could give it all away, I would. I really need to partner with organizations who might have just a little bit of skin in the game. So I came up with the concept last year, the Heart and Paw Partner Program, and what it is just we get, I don't want to say solicitations, but people reach out often to us like, hey, we'd love to partner with you. How can we be a part of this? And what it is pretty simple. If somebody wants to be a Heart and Paw partner, we just ask that they share our logo on their website and, promote us on their social media. And back before COVID, we were partnering on events. So that was really great because if we had a specific event, we would partner with a specific organization, and then any wine that we sold from that, 10% of the proceeds would go to that organization. COVID hit, events got canceled, so that was a little bit tough. But we do have quite a few Heart and Paw partners, and it's a win-win because the more they help us promote, the more wine we can sell, and the more we can give back. And so I hope that answered your question. But that's it's giving back is always at the core of what we do. Some of our partners, like Guide Dogs of America, while not necessarily a rescue, they do a lot of great work, obviously, with dogs. And they've been a great partner. We've done a couple of events in their campus over there in Sylmar. So it's just great to be surrounded by dog lovers, wine lovers. It's a great culture. And, we're just going to keep moving forward, hopefully with new Heart and Paw partners.
Yes. Heart and Paw. So are the Heart and Paw partners, are those your rescue partners that you donate to specifically, or are those like businesses who want to collaborate with you? What does that look like? Is that how, so let's say I own a 501c3 rescue. I don't, but let's say I did. I don't yet. I would come to you and I would say, hey, I would love to, partner with Nectar of the Dogs and potentially be on the receiving end of this gift. Correct? Am I reading that?
Correct. You are correct. And actually, yeah, exactly. So sorry, that's what I kind of meant to say is, we promote them on our socials and on our website to try to help raise awareness. And then there's a cross promotion. And yes, they're guaranteed end of year donation as long as they're a Heart and Paw partner of 10%. So yeah, that's how that works. Awesome. And yeah, they are 501c3. I think, we have quite a few, and I think the biggest one probably is SPCA LA, pretty well known, not affiliated with the SPCA, totally different. But, we try to partner with maybe not some that are so well known, the smaller ones, people just like me in a different sense. These are people who have full-time jobs, but they have the passion to create this 501c3, to help the animals. And so that's what we're doing. Our part is just selling our wine.
So I have to know, so obviously your friends call you Wiener Mom. Do you have dogs right now?
I do. They're sleeping right now. Yes.
So how do you go from just I'm a dog mom with a corporate job to I'm going to create wine that supports dog rescue? Because that's not everybody thinks that way. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Which dog was it, I guess? Because there's always the one, which dog was it for you that was okay, this is for you, kid?
Yeah. At one time, my husband and I had 5 dogs. I had 2 dachshunds when I was 27 years old. I was living in Hollywood in an apartment, and I I traveled a lot with my job, but I was like, I really, I didn't really want children. So I got my 2 wiener dogs, Connie and Clyde, and I had them for 16 and 17 years. So over the course of having Connie and Clyde, again, 27, then I meet my husband who had a husky, Mika, and we got married. So then we had the 3, so the 2 wieners and the husky who thought she was a wiener. And then we actually found.
That's quite a combination to have a husky and wiener dogs.
But she didn't know. She was so young, she was a year and a half when we met, and then Connie and Clyde were already like 6 and 7. And then we found another little dog when we first moved here to California. His name was Floyd, another wiener dog. So we had 3 wieners and a husky.
I like how she says like casually, like, oh yeah, we found this dog. It happened to be a wiener. I don't know.
It did. It happened to be a wiener. And he, unfortunately, he was older, so he passed away first. So I still had my Connie and Clyde that I'd had since puppies. So when he passed away, I had never lost a dog before, and I was just like, oh my God, this is the most. Anybody who has lost a dog knows that feeling of is awful. But I have to say, I think the good Lord brought Floyd into my life so that I would understand what I was going to go through when I had Connie and Clyde move on, because by the time they went, they were 16 and 17. And, think of how much your life changes from 27 to 44, right?
That's I've been crazy. Yeah.
Married a couple of times, moved in different cities and stuff. So the dogs were always the constant. So anyway, and then I've always loved wine too. So I used to work in the restaurant business before I got into the professional beauty industry. You drink a lot when you're waiting tables. Professional beauty industry, you still drink a lot. It's just one of those things. So, I just,
at least you're honest with yourself,
I am honest. Yes, I am very honest. I love wine. I love dogs. But as
so it's a perfect combination then.
It's totally a perfect combination.
I love wine and I love dogs, but I would never be like, aha, I shall start a wine dog company business that supports rescue.
Yeah. It's that thing. It's, like I said, when we first were talking about bottling the wine, we just thought, well, what a cool thing, we'll do this and we'll give it. And then it just kind of turned into what it is. And now it's, 6-7 years later. And I am hoping and praying that, within the next 5 years, this can be my full-time gig, because I really, we're working on the tasting room. I love the culture. I love being able to give back to the rescues. And it's just awesome. It's such a great feeling. So the long-winded answer to your question is, it was really Connie, Clyde, Floyd, and Mika. Those were my first 4 dogs. We got a couple of other wiener dogs after they had gone. And we just lost Vinny, who's the wiener, last October. So
I'm shocked.
So now, here, look, I'll show you. Here he is. So that was Vinny.
Vinny.
So he had a brother. Well, he still has a brother. So this is Bronny, and you can see this. So Bronny's the brown one. Vinny was the black one.
What a great photo.
Thank you.
For those of you who aren't listening to this or watching this on YouTube, like, what a disservice you're doing yourselves. These photos.
So Bronny is now 14, and he was really, really sad when Vinny passed away. I mean, I've never seen a dog go through such separation anxiety.
It's hard,
horrible. So we adopted another wiener from South Korea. His name is Moose, and he's here somewhere. But so we got the 2 wieners right now.
So I've got Moose and Braun.
You do?
No, I said, so you've got Moose and Braun.
I'm like, you're the same. Yes, so we have Moose and Bronny.
I have them now.
I'm like, what? You have the same name as dogs as I do? Yes, Moose and Bronny. And we actually adopted another one with Moose, but Moose and Mayfield didn't get along. So Mayfield had to go back to the Dachshund Paw rescue, but he got adopted by a wonderful lady in Orange County. So I'm super happy with that. That's what we have going on now here. So Moose and Bronny, maybe we'll come in.
So here's the $1 million question. Will there be a Mika Malbec?
Yes, actually, we've talked about that. Now that it's just me and I can make the decision fully, honestly, what we're looking for this year is a Vin Zin. We're looking for a Zinfandel.
I was just going to say a Vinny Zinny.
Yep. Because, my husband Todd, he loves Zinfandel. And we always said when it's Vin time, we're going to do a Zinfandel. So unfortunately, Vin passed away really unexpectedly, cancer. So yeah, he was only 12 and he actually had just turned 12 the week before and just shocking. So we're looking for
I lost my senior last November very rapidly at 12 to cancer. It's a hard, why don't they live as long as us? A.
Yeah, so right.
Start there. And B, when can I look forward to tasting the Vinzen? So now I need this in my life.
Yes, you do. So I don't know if you want to talk about how I source my wines or if,
that was going to be my next question because
okay, hold on. Let's dive deep into this. I'm going to make you take a break.
What?
That's what I'm going to do.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no, that's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison, why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Right. So you had mentioned like where you're sourcing them. So you're working with like a single winery, or are you working with multiple wineries? Like how does that all work? Because you're gonna have your own tasting room, and the little bit of touring and tasting that I've done, most tasting rooms are owned by a single winery, but it sounds like you've got something different in the works.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's interesting. And like I said, I've learned so much and I continue to learn so much. I wasn't born into a 5th generation winery vineyard. So there's different ways that you can get into the wine business, thankfully. Right now, we have a 1720 license, which means I am licensed to sell wholesale, so to restaurants or tea shops or specialty places like that, or direct to consumer retail. So the only way that people can get our wine now is they can order from our website, or they can become part of our wine club. Very exclusive, not exclusive, but just fun wine club.
Let's make it sound exclusive. I like
it's very exclusive, everyone.
Yes,
Dog
most
lovers
exclusive. You must love wiener dogs.
Yes, absolutely.
Or huskies.
That's a prerequisite. Or, we were doing events, like I said. So we've got some events on the calendar later in the year, which is a good thing. But to answer your question, wait, what was your question again? So I don't own a winery or a vineyard. So what I do is, yes, I work with a few different wineries in the Central Coast and the Central Valley. And basically I'll say, hey, I am looking for a Zinfandel, or I'd like to do a white blend, or, what do you got? So then I get a bunch of samples, and it's a very, very tough job, but I taste everything with my friends and wine club members. It's a perk.
That sounds like the worst job in the world. Can we be friends?
We can be friends. The funny thing
we're neighbors, so I just feel like
seriously, stone's throw.
I can be neighborly. I can come take the burden from your shoulders of tasting.
It's very, we do blind tastings, and we compare to currently sometimes like our Three Dogs White. We did a 2017 blend, and then this one is a 2019. So, we compared the 17 to the 19 against other different types of white wines. And I mean, it's a tough job. It's a fun job. But you really kind of got to, we have to take notes, and we have to not get, too intoxicated so we can remember what we're tasting. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. I work with 3 different wineries at this point. One of them is in Lodi. Most of my wines come from Santa Barbara County. And then I do have a Casa Robles. That's our CCF McMurphy, right? And then I've got a couple of different ones on the horizon. So I'm looking to work with Sonoma, winery in Sonoma, and then one in Amador County. Hopefully that's where we're going to get the Zinfandel. So yeah, it's I was mentioning, the wine culture is just, everybody that I've met so far is so fun, right? So I taste a lot. We go wine tasting, not only in our backyard, but when we go to different, obviously cities and stuff. And number one, it's a write-off, so that's awesome. But people are really, they're encouraging when they hear the story and just, offering hints and tidbits and, help. And it's just great. And I love it. And everybody's like, oh my God, and you get to dog rescue? That's amazing. So it's amazing.
And it's by, what's the word I'm looking for? So you will make so much wine in so many bottles, and then there's a set donation that comes out of that entire, is that that by the barrel, or is it by the bottle, or?
Yeah. So usually what we'll do is we'll bottle a pallet, which is 56 cases, or if I really like it, I'll do 2 pallets, as I mentioned.
Gotcha.
And then we 10% of each of wine sales go to the different Heart and Paw partners, and
that's cool.
The All American Dachshund Rescue is also one of my core partners, because that's where I got Ronnie and Vinny from. So,
right.
But yeah, it's 10% of all wine sales. And like I said, in the very beginning, it was so here's $1,000. We love you and we love what you're doing, but you can't be a sustaining business like that.
Sure.
So, but no, it's just
so
good.
How do you? So is it 10% split among all your partners evenly? Is each month a different partner? How do you do that?
Yeah, and that's kind of, I've learned a lot along the way. So last year, just real quickly, obviously with the events being canceled, and it was tough to sell wine. It's people, that's the importance of a tasting room, right? You like to go and taste and buy what you like, right? But without doing that, sometimes people are hesitant to order online, even though it's awesome wine. But I think sometimes people also get the notion of it's a wine for charity, so it's probably not that good. But I'm a wine snob. I'll be the first to admit it. And I am bottling this. And if nobody wants to drink this wine, I have to drink it, and I'm not going to drink bad wine. So that's always also been the premise. Yeah, that's kind of how we.
Well, that's definitely excellent quality control. Like, I have to drink this, so it better be good.
It better be good.
I love that.
But yeah, no, to answer your question. So what I learned back to 2020 when, we totally went on lockdown. Fortunately, fortunately, my husband owns a production company, and he has all this amazing gear to do videos. And so we thought, well, why don't we do these Facebook Live? Because we're all just like drinking at home anyway. And so we did this for about 3 months. And every week we partnered with a different organization, and they would come on, and we would learn about their organization, talk about the wine, kind of like what we're doing here, except it was on Facebook Live. And, a really good thing. I mean, we did sell wine in the midst of all this pandemic. And so the organization that we had, actually what I would do is like, we'd have 4 organizations, within the month, and then all the wine sold that month, I would just split it between them. I tried to do like that one who was for week 1, whatever wine was sold that week, but it just wasn't really working out. It wasn't fair. So anyway, that's what I did. And then, at the end of the year, and I got to be honest too, it's kind of like, again, I'm asking to have a little skin in the game. So if you don't promote us, or if you're not really talking about us, then it's like, why, where this other organization has really done a great job. So it's still 10%, but maybe the other one will kind of get a little bit more than,
We've traveled down that same path with our book sales, and it is the managing the politics and logistics, and there's things that come out of left field that you aren't totally expecting. I completely understand some of those struggles.
And another thing that we've learned too is, I'll be the first to admit as well, Monica manages our social media because she's way better at it than I am. But a lot of these organizations on their Instagrams, they're obviously promoting the dogs they have a rescue, as they very well should be, because they're trying to save the dogs. And so wine is really not at the forefront of what they're promoting. And sure, thank you for putting our logo on your website, but there definitely are organizations who do a little bit more to try to help, push, because sometimes we do promo codes, right? It's like, push the promo code so people can buy the wine. And so, you get it. It's
that was one of the tough parts to not just like come to terms with, but understanding with empathy that these rescues, they're coming from a place. And when I say rescues, it's important to understand the difference between a rescue and a shelter or a sanctuary. So like rescues are just these small groups. A lot of them is somebody who's just doing something out of their house or their backyard, or they're fostering. A lot of times these are not people that have marketing backgrounds or marketing budgets, or like really all they know how to do is rescue a dog and then beg somebody to find a home for it type thing. So as a small business, we quickly realized like we couldn't hold them accountable for some of those things, because their goal was not running a business. Their goal was saving dogs' lives.
Absolutely.
And so we just shifted on how that kind of worked.
We absolutely 100% agree. And I've learned a lot too in the different types of, organizations that we've partnered with. Right. And you just hit it right on the head. I mean, they don't come from a marketing background. We try to make it easy. It's like, okay, here's our logo. Here's everything you need. All you got to do is that. And they'll still get a donation, sometimes it's, but we just actually got approached by another organization. They're called Soy Dog. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. SOI.
Yeah. I have.
Oh yeah. I think you've mentioned them to me before. Is that the, like the skincare stuff or no?
No,
totally
it's a rescue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a rescue. And so it's a I don't want to say a pretty old one, but I'm going to say it was founded by a couple, and basically they were saving the street dogs from Thailand, and all of this. Okay. That's another horrible story. But they have some celebrity following, and they basically they rescued the dogs from Thailand. They spay and neuter them, and then they have partner organizations in UK, here in the US. I literally just talked to the lady a couple of days ago, so I'm not that expert on it, but she's been reaching out to us because she really wants to partner. She loves what we're doing. She's like, I looked at your Instagram, I saw your website. So, we do get approached by a lot of organizations saying, hey, we really want to partner with you. We're not sure how, but the fact that they're kind of just really excited to partner with us is great. And so I think what we're going to try to do with them is they do have a local LA organization that they partner with. And so we're talking about doing an event, again, 10% of proceeds will go to that. So it's, there's so many organizations out there, and a lot more homeless dogs and animals out there, but it's tough.
Okay.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I have another question, but I feel like you're going to take us to break here. So.
We're going to take a break.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Okay, so coming back, my question that I've been kind of sitting on is, like, how do you design your labels? Like, I know that we've talked about a few of them that, it's because they've passed, but have all the dogs on your labels passed away, or like, what's the story there?
Yeah, that is the story. We have, I wish I had my other bottle here. Sorry, I didn't grab it. So the original one, you can check out the website, but it has 6 dogs. So it was Connie, Clyde, and Mika, my 2 wieners and the husky. And then Donna had Springer Spaniels. So there were 6 dogs on the label. And she owns an experiential marketing company. So we had the good fortune of her graphics artist really kind of created the label for us. And then on the second one, because like Floyd couldn't fit on the first one, our CCS McMurphy featured another one of her dogs that had just passed away, and Floyd. So I've changed them a little bit throughout, but still it's just our dogs that have passed away. Although I have to say, I am looking to maybe do a different type of label for Vinny. So if anybody's a graphic person out there looking for one, because I don't have
any of our listeners who are graphic designers, please contact Nectar of the Dogs Wines. They're looking
Melanie
for a Vincent.
Hey, so let me ask you a kind of off the wall, but it ties into the label thing. As a non-wine connoisseur, half the time you walk through the aisles and you're looking at a combination between dollar signs and logo. Like you're like, oh, that looks sophisticated. That's the wine that I'm going to take to my girlfriend's house or whatever. Like, how much of that have you noticed makes an impact of buying wines?
Purchase. That's a very good observation. It's true. And I do that too. When I go to the store, I mean, I'm a little bit more, educated over the years just because I drank so much wine. But yeah, I think labels definitely do have an influence on buyers. And, we aren't in stores or anything, but we actually were in Cornell Winery, which I don't know if you're maybe not familiar with that, but it's a little tasting room up in Old Agora Hills. And, Tim kind of just sources wines from local wineries and stuff. So we were in there for a while, and he did say, like, your wine, it sells. I mean, it's just got a catchy, label on there, and people kind of are intrigued by it. And then I have to say too, though, I mean, we do get a lot of compliments when you do tastings, like, oh my gosh, I love your label. But then when they hear the story behind the label, that touches people even more. And that just makes me really happy. I love that. I mean, they're my dogs. So of course I have a special attachment to it. People have asked us like, hey, can I put my dog on the label? And not yet is the answer, but we're maybe looking to do that if I change up the label. So I don't know. It's just, there's something nice every time I open it. It's like, oh, my babies, nice. Stepping for a great cause. And then, I write everything on the back. Just because I do have that skill. I'm good at writing. So I write all the descriptions, and of course you have to have your legal stuff, and all labels have to be approved. So, there's a little bit of a process to it.
Did you know any of that before you decided to start a wine business, or like it was kind of like a learn as you go?
What do you mean about the label?
Like the labels and all that.
Just
stuff.
Some of the complications of jumping into an alcohol related business, let alone a consumable business.
Yeah. I didn't know anything. Like I said, I had a friend who, he resurrected his grandfather's winery. And this is one I was telling you about, his Sunland Vintage, and they have a tasting room out of Thousand Oaks, Mike and Debbie Giovanazzo, really great mentors. But, he didn't really know a lot about it. So I was kind of like, all right, this is what we want to do. How do I do it? And, we had to, I guess we didn't have to, but we did. We hired lawyers in the beginning because you have to apply for all the licensing. They have to do a background check. There's a lot to it. There's really a lot to it. And it's just, the legal stuff, the tax stuff, that to me, I don't really like that part of it. I really like the tasting part, and obviously the dog, donation part, but and that's one thing I have to say. I'll just, we had an accountant kind of helping us after that first year. And I was like, here's all this, we sold all this. And she was like, what are you doing? You're running a business. You need to, and that's kind of when I realized like, oh my gosh, she's right. I'm running a business. And so I kind of had to take a step back and really, it was a hard realization. It's like, I'm not just doing this for fun, it's a legit business, and I continue to learn year after year, but I've definitely gotten better at it, I have to say.
How much time are you spending on this versus in the beauty industry?
Oh gosh, who's listening right now? Yeah, no,
nobody. Nobody's listening.
It's just us
when they do listen. No, I have a full-time job, obviously, as I mentioned. And last year I was kind of able to spend a little bit more time with the wine because I wasn't traveling. Normally, I traveled probably 50% of the time. So I was gone a lot. So I say I'm probably back to, I guess 70-30. I mean, I'm pretty busy right now with my job. And so I have my nights and my weekends for the wine. And then as soon as we start getting back to events, I think that's going to ramp up more as well. So yeah, there's some early mornings. And
how many wines do you guys have now?
Currently we have 5 in the portfolio.
How many have you released?
Yeah, we have done 11 varietals. Gosh, and that's off the top of my head. But yeah, we just did our 2019 Three Dogs White, as I just mentioned. Last year I was going to do a rosé, another rosé of Pinot Noir, and then the Three Dogs. And then I had to cancel the rosé just because I, wasn't selling enough wine. So I went ahead with the Three Dogs. And now I'm looking for hopefully bottling a Sauvignon Blanc, looking for the Vin Zin, and then another rosé this year. So that'll take us up to 15, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is pretty good.
And is the year the wine comes out? So like you mentioned that you said 2019 Three Dogs. Is that the year that it was starting to be made or the year that it came out?
The year that it came out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So we, 2020 was tough all the way around, not only for COVID, but then we had all the fires. So kind of wine has been a little bit tough to find this year. But I have found some. So
intrigue. Stay tuned. Okay. It is unfortunately that time.
That was fast.
That was fast. Wow. That
went by really fast. Listen, life's fun when you're drinking and chatting with your neighbor.
Oh, hey.
Yes.
Tell everyone, I was reading one of your emails last night and I shared it with the people that were in my car. And I think the tagline on your emails is, okay, you tell me what the tagline is because I don't want to mess it up.
Not really drinking alone if your dog is with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And we actually, I have to say, we have trademarked that. That's another thing I've learned about, like trademarks. So there's a specific trademark that we have, and it is that it's not really drinking alone if your dog is with you, with a dog paw, with a D and an M in it. That is our trademark tagline, and it makes me feel good. I never feel like I'm drinking alone because I'm always with my dog.
Love that.
And today you're with us.
And today I'm with you.
Okay. We do end our show in a very special way. Jason.
I know, but I want to get
the best part.
Okay. There's you guys are offering 10% off. You're gonna have a code that you end up giving our listeners that we can
for the
put,
Dogish listeners.
So
yes.
That's exciting. I didn't want that to get missed. If you have the code, you can tell everybody now. Otherwise, it'll be in the comments down below too.
Okay, it's DogPod 10.
DogPod 10.
POD 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
We'll be using to purchase my own case.
Please do. Join the club. You know where I am.
I will.
You ready for the joke?
Creepy. I just show up.
Dog dad joke.
Okay. All right, go, Jason. I'm sorry. We were bonding, but whatever.
I know.
Yeah. Please interrupt.
Why are dogs such bad dancers?
Why are dogs such bad dancers?
Because they've got 2 left feet.
Yeah, why did I not have that? I should have. Yeah.
I've had a feeling it was something about 2 of something. And I was like, they have 4 paws, 2 somethings. I mean, they technically don't have feet, so I'm a little disturbed by that portion of the joke.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I bet you if you polled the public, most people would say they have feet.
Probably like 2 left paws.
No, it doesn't work. The pun doesn't work.
Good one. It's still a good one.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today, Melanie.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, I'm going to come down and visit you, and Sylvia is going to take you to lunch someday, I'm sure.
All right, tomorrow or whatever.
We love that.
Right.
Whatever you want.
Plenty of wine.
Or I'll just hang out at the Sprouts and wait for you to come in.
Cheers, indeed.
Let me know when you're going to be there. Yeah, cheers, and may dogs continue to bless your life.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
Oh,
thanks so much.
Thank you, Melanie. Thanks so much.
All right, take care. Bye.
I want to take a quick moment to thank our guest once again, Melanie of Nectar of the Dogs Wines. As always, my co-host Jason, and all of you listeners for tuning in. Any products or websites that we discussed today will be linked in the show notes at thedogishpodcast.com.
Yep.
Additionally, check out that discount code for 10% off of your order of Nectar of the Dogs Wines. DogPod10, the number 10, that is. And please make sure to check us out on social media. I'm at Dog Up in This Bitch and at Forever USA and
Nectar of the Dogs.
Podcast.
Make sure to go.
Yes, and Nectar of the Dogs Wines. Jason, I am getting there. Your level of impatience today.
I'm excitable today.
Anyways, if there is a topic or personality that you, our dear listeners, would like to hear about, know about, have us expound upon, please let us know. We would love to do that for you and continue to do that for you. Until next time.
Hugs, everybody. See you then.